Level 1. The pre-law student. You are 19 years old. You have told everyone you are going to be a lawyer. You said it at family dinner. You wrote it in your college essays. You told the girl at the party. You have never argued in court. You have never read a real contract. You have never seen the inside of a jail. But you are pre-law, and in your mind, that means something. Your life becomes logic, history, and endless reading. You sit in lecture halls with 400 other students who also swore they would be attorneys. By sophomore year, half will switch to marketing or finance. The professor doesn't learn your name. The curve is savage. You get a 71 on your first LSAT practice test and sit in the library bathroom for 20 minutes, trying not to cry. You don't call anyone. You intern at a law firm because your advisor said you need experience. You wear a cheap suit and answer phones. You organize files no one will ever read. You overhear real lawyers talking. A partner lets you sit in on a deposition. You watch a witness lie and the lawyer destroy him with one question. You go home and replay that moment for weeks. You study for the LSAT like your future depends on it. It does. You take it in a sterile testing center that smells like stress and cheap coffee. You score well enough. You apply to 20 law schools. You get rejected from 13, waitlisted at 4, accepted to 3. You pick the one with the best scholarship. You are $180,000 in debt before you ever step foot in a courtroom. Level 2. The law student. 3 years. That is what stands between you and the letters JD after your name. The first year, they teach you how to think like a lawyer. You read cases until your eyes bleed. You memorize the difference between torts, contracts, property, criminal law, constitutional law. You learn how the system works, and then every way it fails people. Your first cold call in class makes your voice crack. The student next to you looks ready to vomit. You brief cases until midnight. Argue hypotheticals with classmates. Second year, you choose a focus: corporate litigation, public interest. You join law review or moot court. You compete in mock trials where your hands shake when the judge interrupts you. Third year, you do clinics. You help real clients with real problems: evictions, divorces, asylum cases. You sit across from a mother about to lose her children and realize this isn't a game. You graduate. You pass the bar after 2 months of brutal bar prep where you barely sleep and eat only instant noodles. You are technically a lawyer. You know almost nothing. Level 3. The junior associate. You start at a firm, or a public defender's office, or a government agency. You work 70 to 80 hours a week. The partners call it paying your dues. You draft motions no one will read closely. You proofread contracts until 2 a.m. You carry the partners' bags to court. Your first court appearance is terrifying. The judge looks at you like you're a child wearing a suit. You stumble over your words. You lose. You go home and stare at the ceiling, wondering if you made a mistake. You bill 2,200 hours a year and still feel like you're drowning. A senior associate pulls you aside after you mess up a filing and tells you, calmly, how to fix it. You feel both humiliated and grateful. A client thanks you for listening. You save that thank you in your mind. Level 4. The mid-level associate. You survive the first few years. You start handling your own cases, smaller ones at first. You negotiate deals. You take depositions. You stand up in court and actually win. Sometimes the anxiety never fully leaves, but you learn to carry it. You teach the new juniors now. You see your old, terrified self in their eyes. You try to be the mentor you wished you had. You lose sleep over a case you should have won. A family loses their home because of something you missed in discovery. You sit in your car in the parking garage and press your palms into your eyes. Then you go back inside, your personal life phrase. Friends get married while you're stuck in document review. You miss birthdays, anniversaries, your own health. You tell yourself, it will be worth it. Level 5, the senior associate or counsel. You are very good at your narrow slice now. Corporate transactions, trial litigation, immigration appeals. Partners call you when they need something done right. You run deals worth millions. You argue in front of appellate judges. You feel competent for the first time. You publish articles. You speak at conferences. You are 32 years old and have been grinding since you were 18. Your college friends own homes. You still rent and carry six-figure debt. Some nights, you wonder why you didn't go into tech. Most nights, you remember why you started. Level 6, the partner. They make you partner. The brass ring. You are no longer just a lawyer. You own a piece of the firm. The money is real now. You pay down loans. You buy the house. But the responsibility is heavier. Clients expect miracles. Junior associates expect guidance. The firm expects you to bring in business. You work just as hard, sometimes harder. You carry every loss home with you. You replay arguments in your head at 3 a.m. You sit in partner meetings, arguing about compensation and strategy. Instead of practicing law, you still take cases yourself, because that's why you came here. A client sends you a handwritten note. For a moment, it feels worth every sacrificed weekend. Level 7, the managing partner or practice group leader. They ask you to lead. You run the litigation group or the corporate department. You manage people, budgets, client relationships. You hire and fire. You fight with opposing counsel, with judges, with your own firm's bureaucracy. You spend more time on spreadsheets and strategy than actual legal work. The politics exhaust you, but you fight for your team the way no one fought for you. You mentor young lawyers through their own crises. You remember what it felt like to be them. Level 8, the general counsel or firm chair. You become the top lawyer in a company or chair your firm. You sit in boardrooms with CEOs and CFOs who speak the language of business while you translate risk and liability. Every major decision crosses your desk. A scandal breaks. A massive lawsuit lands. A regulatory investigation begins. You lead the response. You make the call that costs the company millions, but saves its reputation. Or you make the wrong call and carry it forever. You still try to practice when you can. Level 9, the judge or policymaker. You rise higher, appointed to the bench. Or you shape policy at the state or national level. Your decisions affect thousands of lives. You rule on cases that change precedent. You write opinions that law students will read for decades. You carry the weight of justice itself. The public thinks you have power. You know how constrained you really are. Level 10, the legacy. You retire. You clean out an office full of awards, old briefs, and thank you letters. You hang up the suit you wore to your first trial. There is a dinner in your honor. Former associates, now partners themselves, tell stories about youth all-nighter you pulled with them. The time you took their case when no one else would. The time you taught them how to stand up for what's right. They call you the reason they stayed in the law. You didn't know. You never do while it's happening. You go home to a quieter house, Your spouse waited decades for this version of you. One of your children is applying to law school. You told them not to. They didn't listen. They have that same fire in their eyes you had at 19. You can't protect them from the grind, the doubt. All you can do is tell them the truth. It is the hardest thing they will ever do. Some days they will hate it. Most days they won't. And the privilege of standing in a courtroom, fighting for someone when the system is stacked against them, that never gets ordinary. Somewhere right now, a young lawyer is standing up in court for the first time. A senior partner is reviewing a brief at midnight. A judge is deciding a case that will change lives. Strangers in suits, trained for years, sacrificing more than the world will ever see, are still trying to make the system work. One argument, one client, one case at a time. That is the law. That is what every level serves. That is why the cycle continues.